Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the honourable member, I thank him for the question, sir. I think the first point of call really should be the Constitution. If you look at Section 123, it says under public service, the values and principles of state service include high standards of professionalism, including professional ethics and integrity, prompt and faithful implementation of government policies and administration of laws, being free from corruption, efficient, effective and economic use of public resources, prompt response to requests and questions from the public, and delivery of service to the public in a manner that is respectful, effective, impartial, fair and equitable, accountability for administrative conduct, transparency in terms of timely, accurate disclosure of information to the public, and prompt, complete and candid reporting to Parliament as required by law, cultivation of good human resource management and career development practices to maximize human potential, and recruitment promotion based on objectivity, impartiality and fair competition, and ability, education, experience and other characteristics of merit. So we have been carrying out a number of reforms within the civil service, starting off, of course, with the OMRS, but also various other initiatives. One of them, of course, we've been seeing in Parliament this week as to how we can improve processes, license periods from 1 year to 3 years or to 5 years, which provides, of course, better services to members of the public, sir. And also to removing bottlenecks. There's a lot of duplication that was taking place. There's still some duplication taking place. As you mentioned, the ministers are working with the permanent secretaries to see how we can unlock the bureaucratic bottlenecks that we do have. We, of course, open a number of government centers where people can go to. We now have BDM offices, for example, throughout Fiji, as far as Rotuma and in Lau and various other places, sir, whereas before, only a few years ago, BDM offices only existed in Lautoka, Suva and Lambasa. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, one of the issues that, of course, we dealt with, we have toll-free lines now, people can make complaints. We also set up a transparent, accountable digital feedback tool where people can actually go now on the Digital Fiji platform. You can lodge complaints. You have the email addresses of the permanent secretaries, the ministers, phone numbers they can get in touch with. And Mr. Speaker, sir, of course, at the more rudimentary level, we have this Talanoa session. The Honourable Prime Minister is the one who sort of leads the charge in that respect. Ministers do that now whenever we go. And, of course, the different ministries also have those. There are a number of civil servants, Mr. Speaker, sir, who go beyond the call of duty, who actually are fantastic in their responses. But then at the same time, there are some who are actually quite rude. They believe that because they're in a position of authority, they can treat the ordinary citizen in whichever way they like. I mean, we see the language that they have, calling somebody, hey, Lewa, come and do this, Bahini, come and do that, whatever it is, or I don't have to respond to you. Or if you ring up the wrong department, they don't necessarily handhold you to say, look, you've called the wrong number, let me transfer you to the right department. It was interesting in Singapore a few years ago, they made that actually an objective. So if I rang up, for example, Ministry of Forestry, but really I should have rung up Ministry of Environment, the forestry person won't get off the phone until they know that I've been transferred to the right person in Ministry of Forestry, or they'll get them to come and make the phone call and call you back. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are about to launch a new customer service guideline for the whole of civil service, Mr. Speaker, sir, where it consolidates all aspects of customer service delivery process and activities. As I highlighted the other day, very basic things like calling somebody, Mr. Poasa or Mr. Prasad or Sir or Madam goes a long way. It makes the citizen feel that you're giving them that particular level of importance, that they are actually your customer, your client, as opposed to, them coming up to you and kowtowing to you or indeed being obsequious to you, just in case so you can get your work done. That culture needs to change. I mean, many people, for example, we had discussions in Fiji, if you go and see a doctor, some doctors are very good, so other doctors won't necessarily explain to you what the medicine is for. They won't necessarily, if you go to a hospital, they won't call the patient a sir or madam or by the surname or Mr. or Ms. That needs to change. That culture needs to change. And this particular service guideline, Mr. Speaker, sir, we're actually rolling out, and we are currently ensuring that it will be rolled out through PSC, because once we get it through PSC, that means the permanent secretaries who are employed by PSC will be held accountable for ensuring that their particular or respective ministries roll out these services. And so we can then be able to improve the level of service to members of the public. So in a nutshell, in consideration of time, sir, that's the response to the Honourable Member's question. Thank you, sir.